Hi, welcome back. Today I want to work on a superhero with you, and my choice today is Superman. Not for any other reason but the fact that I want to show you how you can draw him in a flying position. Now, again, the video targets the really young students that have accessed our videos. It's in markers, so you don't have to go too far for colors. Remember, a good sheet of paper always carries your art a lot further. So stick with me, and I hope you enjoy. So let's draw Superman flying, shall we? I think it's a really good fun draw, but what I want to explain to you before we start the whole thing is the paper itself. So if this is your paper, he's flying, so you have to make his body going across. You want his head right here so that you can show his arms in the front and his legs coming from behind. That's one of the more important things to tell you. So I'm going to start off with my Sharpie finer point because I want to be able to just draw it more accurately for you. So first step, you're going to make him his two eyes. So instead of making the top of the eyes, what I would tell you is find the middle. This is my middle right here. And I'm going to ask you to make, and I'm going up just a tiny bit, the bottom for his two eyes. This is his two eyes. It is not the top, it is the bottom. Now, what you want to do is you want to make a diagonal line from the back, like this, so the eyes are coming inward, not going out. And then you're going to turn them over and turn them over so that you have his eyes in place. Now, make a curve. You all know how to do the eyes. I'm very, very sure of that. So those would be your eyes right there. Now, attached to this is going to be his eyebrow. So I'm going to put the black into it so that you can see where is my eye and where is my eyebrow. The eyebrow will follow the shape of the eye and then bend at the back of it. So whenever you draw people's eyebrows, start from the starting point of the eye, and then when you push it back, it will drop. Make a nose for Superman and give him his smile. So you know how he's always so confident and he's got that smile all the time. Next to his eyes here is going to be his ear, right there. Now, you're going to make his hair. So on top of his eyes, you're going to go from this side to the front, straight line across. You're going to curve this line. Look at me. So right on top of the ear, it's curving. It's going to come forward a bit, and then you know how men have got sideburns? So it's coming in front of the ear for a sideburn look. And you can close it by connecting the line from the ear. Now, let's finish off the top of his hair. So you're going to turn his hair back, go up higher to the front, but then I want you to drop it down, bring it lower to the back. And now you can turn it to, we'll finish it when we finish the back of the body, but that would be Superman's hair on top. How about his face? So I'm going to connect from the hair to the corner of the eye. That's one. Then I'm going to bring this line from the corner of his eye, come down, just straight. I'm not trying to bend it or anything. And from his ear, come down straight. So you're starting to make the sides of his face like that. Nice and straight. Now, leave everything else as is. What you will do is make an arm now. Two arms. The one that we're making here needs to stop about this point, whilst the other one will stop further out. So let's work on one at a time. So, going to start with making a straight line. Go forward. Remember I said stop here, so there's more room for the second arm. So that's what I have done right now. And what you can do is you can come down, leave this alone, and you're going to give him muscle here. So that means like this. So look at how strong and muscular we made his arm. Now, I'm going to take the top line and I'm going to bend it over like this. I'm going to create like a letter C curve so that that's his sleeve. He wears a full suit. And then we can make another 4 fingers. So look at this. He's got his fist like this. He's flying, he's Superman. And so you've got 1, 2, 3, like this. And you're going to close it. He's flying. So that's one arm. How about the second arm? I want you to not touch his face at all. Instead, on the level of under his eye right here, you're going to take out one more line just like this one, but let it go out a bit further over there. Now, you're going to create the bottom line coming just like you did this one. Imagine that that one is there for the other hand as well. The letter C curve for his suit. And you're going to bring this over 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to close it up. So those become his hands, and this becomes his upper body. Now, we see this more than his legs because his legs will go back over. Now, we want to make his cape next. And we also want to draw his body. So we can draw his body. What you would do is, remember, it's sort of an exaggerated look. So from the top of his arm, leave it alone and bring down the line just a little bit more, not too far. So look at how far. It's like 1 finger out. It's not far at all. So you're going to have 1, and you're going to have 2, and you're going to close it. Close it. That's his belt. Now, from the front here, right there, this is where his chest would come out. Remember, he's a Superman, so his chest is like really muscular. That's where the chest would come. How about his legs now? So after this one, you would keep tapering down, and this would become, for lack of a better word, his underwear, sort of a thing, his red trunks. Moving on, you're going to close up the gap for the end of his legs. Now, when you show not that long a leg, it just basically means he's flying towards you. So it gives you a feeling of far, near, and that's what you're doing. Now you've got this, and then you want to reopen it to make his boot. So like this, here, and you're going to bring in the foot right there. Now you're going to give him his boots. He wears red boots right here. So leg, boot, red trunks, belt, and for the belt you can also have belt loops because they do show it in him. Now the second leg, all you got to do is draw 1, draw 2, and let it disappear. Let this come out here, and let this one come out here and here, and let this come out there. So you've got everything done. Notice all I did was I doubled the line. But not all the way to the top shoulder. I stopped it really fast. So this is all you need for him right now. Now, how about his cape? So the cape is going to connect everything else. Starting from his arm, and you're going to take a line that comes as far as his boot, right there. This is one line. The second line will come from connecting this shoulder. So you're going to connect, and imagine it going behind his head, and connect this line right here. So that becomes his cape, and you can double the line here, and you can let it join to the back of his head like so, and you can close the line for his hair. Over here you can add one more line here for the red cape. Now for the S symbol down here. So all you want to do is right at the deepest point, go ahead and pull a diagonal line and then turn it over here and then let it kind of be here before you kind of go upward again. So the rest of it I'm going to show you in color so that you can see what to do there. Now I have closed off everything else, but before I go to my colors, I'm going to use not a black sketch pen, I'll just use a black Sharpie pen to kind of create the hair. He has black hair. If you like for his iconic look and you like to have the small strand of hair that comes down on his face, you can add it right here in the middle. But I'm going to go without it for right now. So I just need to pick up colors. And my colors is going to be the blue, the red, and the yellow. Blue, red, and yellow. And of course we want to have something for his skin tone, so we are going to go for a very soft tone. Now I will tell you this, for the soft skin tone I keep some Copic markers handy, and you can buy just skin tones in them. And if you really enjoy drawing superheroes or cartoon animated series things, it's a nice idea to have a few of these around. One packet takes you a long way. I highly recommend Copics because you can actually refill them, and then very inexpensive then, where they might feel like the most expensive thing in the market, but all the other pens in the market, they don't provide that facility. The Copics do. So I'm a big Copic fan. And here we go. So be sure to trace your outlines. Now look, when we take the time to draw something, it should be equally important to us as to how well we color it. So don't compromise the coloring. I always talk to my students and I tell them it is really important, please, please, please take your time. This is not a race. I don't need you to go super, super fast. There is no trophy waiting at the end of it all. So please, just take your time. No need to go faster here. So I know that there's red in here as well, but I'm waiting for the yellow first. So what does that mean? I want to put in my yellow. You know that the symbol, the really famous Superman symbol, is yellow with red. So there's my yellow. Oh, before I close the marker. Look at how I'm doing it. So I'm not trying to create too much of anything. So I first create the border. Now remember, the bottom S goes across, and it goes across, and it comes out. Now I'm showing you the easy way to do it. I'm not making this like the perfect font or anything of the sort. So feel free to use this technique if it helps you. I think art shouldn't have to feel like it's too difficult or anything. So I really don't like having to make things too complicated for my students at all. Here's another good trick, right? So as you work with markers and you have a large area, intentionally break it into smaller sections and color nicely into each box so that you don't have to feel like it's a large area. Now, I know that there's a lot of ways to draw Superman. This is for my younger friends, to let them have the comfort of being able to draw one of his action poses. Who doesn't want to? You know, it's like I know that as I was growing up, I really wanted to learn how to create these awesome poses that I would see in comic books. How do they draw them is what I would always ask myself. And it was something that always baffled me, but also made me in awe of wanting to be an artist and learn and to create and not feel like I can't do it. So I started drawing more and more. Now remember, when we get to the eyes, you want to make sure that you leave a shiny spot on the very center. When you do that, it gives the feeling of life and brightness inside eyes, and it is a really important feeling to maintain. Got a little bit of skin tone here that I need. And then I'm going to create a little bit of a darkness on the center also, because I don't want it to feel like his eyes look like they're hollow or something. But that's what we've got. This is how you can make a flying Superman. And we're all done. So I'm going to unpeel this away for you to have a look at my final product. Now remember, my feet did overshoot and I went past my required proportions. That's okay, so long as I got it across for you guys. There you go. This is my picture of Superman flying. I hope you enjoyed it. Try it out. Take your time. Remember, it's a video. Stop it at any point that you want to help you understand a step much better. But look forward to meeting you in my next video. Have a good day.